Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Rama Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Ram
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 Ram Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Rama Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Rama Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Rama Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे हरे
कृष्ण
हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण
राम
हरे
राम
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम राम
हरे
राम हरे
कृष्ण
हरे हरे
कृष्ण
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 हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण कृष्ण
हरे
हरे हरे
राम राम राम
राम
हरे
राम
हरे हरे
राम
कृष्ण
राम हरे
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 कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण हरे हरे
हरे
राम
राम
राम राम
राम
राम हरे
राम
हरे
हरे हरे
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण हरे
कृष्ण हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
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 राम
राम राम
राम
राम
हरे
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 हरे हरे कृष्ण
हरे
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे हरे
कृष्ण हरे
राम
हरे हरे
राम राम राम
हरे
हरे हरे हरे
राम
कृष्ण
हरे
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 कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
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 हरे
हरे हरे
कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
राम
हरे
राम राम राम
हरे
हरे
राम
कृष्ण हरे
राम
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे
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 कृष्ण
राम
कृष्ण
राम राम
कृष्ण
राम
हरे
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 जय श्री
राम हरे
कृष्ण
हरे
चैतन्य
हरे
प्रभु
कृष्ण
नित्यानंद
कृष्ण
श्री
कृष्ण हरे राम
शिव
हरे
साधु
हरे
गौर
हरे
वृंद की
कृष्ण
जय श्री
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। विनीत कुंदन धनंजय मृत्युंजय हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे कृष्णा। sing a song today. Karo Vaishnava Gosai
Karuna karo Vaishnava Gosai.
Evaro Karuna Karo Vaishnava Gosai
Evara Karuna Karo Vaishnava Gosai.
Patita Pavana Toma Binke Honai
Patita
Pavana
Pavana Tuma Binke Honai.
Jahara nikate gele papa dore ja Jahara nikate gele papa dore ja mana dayala Prabhu Eva Kotha Paya
Mano Dayala Prabhu
Prabhu
Kiba Kotha Pai.
Gangara Parasa Hoile Paschate Pava
Gangara Parasa Hoile Paschate Pavana
Darshane pavitra karo tumara guna
Darshane
पवित्र
पवित्र करो
करो
हे तुम्हारा
तुम्हारा
गुण
परिस्थाने अपराधे तारे हरिना
हरि स्थाने
अपराधे
अपराधे
तारे
तारे हरि
हरिना
नाम
Tomastane apradhe nahi paritrana
तुमस्ताने
Tomastane
अपराधे
apradhe
नहीं परित्राण
Tomara hrudaye sada Govinda Visram Govinda
तुम्हारे हृदय सदा गोविंद
Visram
विश्राम
Govinda kahe namora Vaishnava para
गोविंद
Govinda He Nam
कहे
Ram
नाम
Vaishnava
वैष्णव
Para
नाम
Prabhu प्रति जन्मे करी आशा चरणे रधूले प्रति जन्मे करी
आशा
चरणे रधूले नरोत्तमे करो दया आपणार बोले नरोत्तमे करो दया आपणार बोले एबारो करुणा करो वैष्णव गोसाई एबारो करुणा करो वैष्णव गोसाई पतिता पावना तुमा बिनके हुनाए पतिता पावना तुमा बिनके हुनाए हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे 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 राम राम
राम
राम
राम
राम
हरे
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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण
हरे
कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्ण कृष्ण
हरे हरे
हरे
हरे
हरे
राम
हरे राम
राम राम हरे
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 जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय
जय
गौरनिताय जय
गौरनिताय जय
जय
गौरनिताय
जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय मा सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शन जय
जय
जगन्नाथ
जगन्नाथ
बलदेवा
बलदेवा
जय मा सुभद्रा
जय
जय
सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शन
जय गोपाल जय नंदलाला गोपाल जय नंदलाला जय
जय
गोपाल
गोपाल
गोपाल जय
जय नंदन
जय यशोदा दामोदर यशोदा दामोदर राधे जय यशोदा
जय यशोदा
दामोदर
दामोदर
यशोदा
यशोदा दामोदर राधे
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय
जय जय
प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय
जय
प्रभुपाद
रघुपाद
जय श्री श्री योग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की
जय
जय श्री श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय निताय गौर
जय
हरि हरि
हरि
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
जय
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयामुदीरयेत्
ततो जयमुदीरये
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भागवते उत्तमश्लोके
भागवते उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिके
नमो
नमो
विष्णुपादाय
विष्णुपादाय
कृष्णपृष्ठाय
कृष्णपृष्ठाय
भूतले
भूतले
श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त
भक्तिवेदान्त
स्वामिनिति नामिने
स्वामिनिति नामिने
नमस्ते
नमस्ते
सरस्वती देवे
सरस्वतीदेवे
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
गौरवाणी
निर्विशेष शून्यवादी
निर्विशेषशून्यवादी
सकारिणे
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 10, Deliverance of the Yamala Arjuna tree, text number 38. 38. Bani gunano kathane shravano kathayam
वाणी गुणानुकथने श्रवणो कथायाम्
अस्तो च कर्माशु मनस्तव पादयोर्नः
हस्तौ च कर्मसु मनस्तौ पादयोर्नः
नृत्यां शिरस्तव निवास जगत्प्रणामे
नित्यानन्दाजगत्प्रणामे
दृष्टि सतां दर्शने अस्तु भवत्तनूनाम्
दृष्टि शतां दर्शने अस्तु भवतनूनाम्.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace of Charanaраvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation.
Jai.
Henceforward, may all our words describe your pastimes. May our ears engage in oral reception of your glories. May our hands, legs, and other senses engage in actions pleasing to you. And may our minds always think of your lotus feet. May our heads offer our obeisances to everything within this world, because all things are also your different forms. And may our eyes see the forms of Vaishnavas who are none different from you. Purport. Here the process of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead is given. This process is bhakti. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atmane Vedanam Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.23. Everything should be engaged in the service of the Lord. Rusikena Rusikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate Narada Pancharatra. Everything, the mind, the body, and all sense organs should be engaged in Krishna's service. This is to be learned from expert devotees like Narada. Swayambhu Shambhu. This is the process. We cannot manufacture our own way of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But it is not that everything one manufactures or concocts will lead to understanding God. Such a proposition, yatah matah tata patha, is foolish. Krishna says, bhaktyaham ekaya graham. Only by executing the activities of bhakti can one understand me. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.14.21. This is called Anukullena Krishnaanusilanam. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 19.167. Remaining engaged favorably in service of the Lord. Hare Krishna Vinit.
Hare Krishna sir. Sri Shuka Uvacha
Sri Shuka Uvacha
Itham Sankirtitastabhyam
Itham Sankirtitastabhyam
Bhagavan Gokuleshwarah
Bhagavan Gokuleshwaraha
Damana Cholu Khale Baddha
Namna Cholu Khale Baddha
Rahashanaha Guhyauko.
Rahashannaha Guhyako.
Translation. Sukadeva Goswami continued, the two young demigods thus offered prayer to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Sri Krishna, the Supreme Godhead, is the master of all and was certainly Gokuleshwara, the master of Gokula, he was bound to the wooden mortar by the ropes of the gopis, and therefore smiling widely, he spoke to son of Kuvera the following words. Purport. Krishna was smiling because he was thinking to himself, these two young demigods fell from the higher planetary system to this planet, and I had delivered them from the bondage of standing for a long time as tree. But as for me, I am bound by the ropes of the gopis and am subject to their chastisements. In other words, Krishna submits to being chastised and bounded by the gopis because of pure love and affection, worthy of being praised by a devotee in so many ways. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kundan. Hare Krishna.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Jnanatamam Puraivatted
Jnanatam Mama Puraivaitad
Krishna Karunatmana
Krishna
Krishna
Karunatmana
Karunatmana
Yachari Madandayo Bhagave
Yat Shri Madandayor Bhagavai
Virmasho Anugrah Krita
Vidramso
Vidramso
Anugraha
Anugraha Kritaha.
Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "The great Saint Narad Muni is very merciful. By his curse, he showed the greatest favor to both of you, who were mad after material opulence and who had thus become blind. Although you fell from the higher planet Swargaloka and become trees, you were much favored by him. I knew of all these incidents from the very beginning." Purport: It is now confirmed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead that the curse of devotee is also to be regarded as mercy. As Krishna, God is all good, a Vaishnava is also all good. Whatever he does is good for everyone. This is explained in the flowing verse. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dhananjay.
Hare Krishna, sir. Sadhunam samachittanam
Sadhunam samachittanam
Sutaramat kritamanam
Sutaramat
Darshananno bhaved bandha
Darshananno bhaved bandha
Pumso Krishnaho savitur
Umso Krishna Savitur Yatha.
Translation: When one is face to face with the sun, there is no longer darkness for one's eyes. Similarly, when one is face to face with a sadhu, a devotee who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one will no longer be subject to material bondage. Purport: as stated by Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22.54 সাধু সঙ্গ সর্বশাস্ত্রে কয় লবমাত্র সাধু সঙ্গে সর্বসিদ্ধি হয়. If by chance one meets a sadhu, a devotee, one's life is immediately successful and one is freed from material bondage. It may be argued that whereas someone may receive a sadhu with great respect, someone else may not receive a sadhu with such respect. A sadhu, however, is always equipoised towards everyone. Because of being a pure devotee, a sadhu is always ready to deliver Krishna consciousness without discrimination. As soon as one sees a sadhu, one naturally becomes free. Nonetheless, persons who are too much offense, who commit Vaishnava aparadhas or offenses to a sadhu, will have to take some time before being rectified. This is also indicated herein. Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. Dhananjay.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Mrityunjay. Hare Krishna. Mrityunjay.
Hare Krishna. Tadagachatam matparamo
Tadgachatam matparamo
nalakovara sadhanam
नलकुबरशादनम्
संजातो मयि भावो
संजातो मयि
संजातो मयि
भाववान्
भावो
त्वामीप्सितः परमो भवः
ईप्सितः परमो भवः
Translation: O Nalakuvera and Manikriva, now you may both return home. Since you desire to be always absorbed in my devotional service, your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled. And now you will never fall from that platform. Purport: the highest perfection of life is to come to the platform of devotional service and always engage in devotional activities. Understanding this, Nalkuvera and Manigriva desired to attain that platform, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead blessed them with the fulfillment of their transcendental desire. Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mrityunjay. So we'll stop here.
Sir,
At
one
last,
is remaining, sir.
This is last verse.
No, sir, one
yes,
more
sir.
is remaining.
Okay, let us read them. Sri Sukha Uvacha Ityuktau tau parikrम्य प्रणम्य च पुनः पुनः बद्धो लोखलम् आमन्त्र्य जग्मातुर्दिशम् उत्तराम् Translation: Sukadev Goswami said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having spoken to the two demigods in this way, they circumambulated the Lord, who was bound to the wooden mortar, and offered obeisances to him. After taking the permission of Lord Krishna, they returned to their respective homes. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 10th canto, 10th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Deliverance of Yamala Arjuna trees. Hare Krishna. So today we finish chapter 10. Tomorrow we'll start chapter 11. Okay. So here we can discuss little bit. So here Manikriva and Nalakubera, the two sons of Kubera, they were praying to Krishna and Krishna also became very pleased because because his devotee Narada Muni gave benediction to these two boys. Now, what is the final prayer these two boys are praying? They are praying that all our words describe your pastimes. May our ears engage in oral reception of your glories. May our hands, legs, and other senses engage in actions pleasing to you. And may our minds always think of your lotus feet. May our heads offer our obeisances to everything within this world, because all things are also your different forms. And may our eyes see the forms of Vaishnavas who are none different from you. Very beautiful. No? Vani gunanu kathane sravano kathayam asto च कर्मसु मनस्तव पादयोर्नः स्मृत्यां शिरस्तव निवास जगत् प्रणामे दृष्टि सतां दर्शनेस्तु भगवत् tanunam. So what this last prayer, very beautiful. They're praying to Krishna is that everything, whatever we have, all the senses, our body, everything should be engaged in your service. Our tongue, our mouths should be used for glorification of yours. My hands are used for engaging in service of your, to please you, hands and legs. My mind should be always engaged in thinking of your lotus feet, thinking of your glories. My eyes should be engaged in seeing your beautiful forms. My ears should be used in hearing oral reception about your glorification, glories. And finally, they are telling that our eyes see the forms of Vaishnavas who are none different from you. Very beautiful prayer, actually. Now, today also we read this prayer by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur is praying that Gangara Parasa Hoila Paschatya Pavana Darsane Pavitra Karo E Tumar Gun. This is the quality of Vaishnavas. And that is what Prabhupada is explaining here in his purport, right? That a Vaishnava, by seeing a Vaishnava, little, just a glance, we can just take a darshan, we become purified. But in Ganges, we need to take a dip to become purified. So that too again Prabhupada is explaining that too, our attitude should be favorable. It should not be unfavorable. If it is like once also Prabhupada explained in his purport, even we take bath in Ganges with contaminated consciousness, it will have no impact. Similarly, when we are associating with devotees with contaminated consciousness, with a mood of envy, with a mood of pride, false prestige, will not have any impact on our. So that favorable condition is service attitude. When we associate with devotees with a service attitude, in a mood of serving devotees, that will have a great impact. And of course, when we see a devotee, that purifies us automatically. Because as soon as we see a Vaishnava, it gives us a remembrance of Krishna. That is what Nadakuvir and Manigriva, they are praying to Krishna that is everything, whatever with us, it should be engaged in your service, our body, our senses, our wealth. And finally, we should always have opportunity to take darshan of your devotees, Vaishnavas. And also, what they're praying, they're praying that whatever in your manifestation is, we should have the tendency to pay our obeisances to them, because everything is manifestation of your energy. You are in that. So we must pay our obeisances through our mind or through our body to whole manifestation, cosmic manifestation, whatever we see, right? Beautiful prayer by this. And then Sukadev Goswami explaining to Parikshit Maharaj that after these two young demigods offered prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, then they started circumambulating the Lord Krishna. And that is what Lord Krishna is actually bound by the ropes. And Sukadeva Goswami is telling Krishna is bound by the ropes, but he is making unbound to these two boys. They are making free these two boys from their bondage. And this is the quality of Krishna. Even if Krishna is bound, he is making unbound others. He is giving liberation to others. Then Lord Krishna started speaking these words. He is telling to these two boys that the great Saint Narada Muni actually became very compassionate upon you. When you became very proud of your wealth, false prestige, because of your false prestige, you became popped off. Narada Muni actually saved you by chastising you, by cursing you. Therefore, he is the greatest of Vaishnavas. He did a greatest favor. And because of that, you have fallen down from higher planets, Swargaloka, to become trees. And by that way, you got an opportunity to see Lord, to see me personally, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, face to face. That is what Lord Krishna is explaining, that I knew everything. This is that. Because Narada Muni's mercy, you all become tree, and after that, you got my mercy. And again, he is saying that when one sees the sun face to face, there is no darkness. Similarly, when one is face to face with a sadhu, a devotee, who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no material bondage. One will no longer be subjected to material bondage. This is the truth. When one is with the sadhus, devotees, there is no material bondage. Sadhu sang, sarva shastra kai, lava matra sadhu sangi, sarva siddhi hai. So therefore, association with sadhus is very important, and Prabhupada explaining in this purport the same thing, what we discussed now, that with a favorable attitude we must associate with sadhus. That favorable attitude is service attitude to others. And therefore Prabhupada says that first we should consider ourselves that we are not a devotee of Krishna. We are not eligible. And we should develop the attitude of serving others, serving the devotees of Krishna. That is very, very important. And that is what Krishna is explaining here to Nalakuvira and Manigriva. And after that, these two boys, then Lord Krishna actually told them, now you can both return to your abode, and there you will get the highest form of devotional service. You will never forget that again. And that is therefore here what Lord Krishna is telling, that highest platform is rendering devotional service to Krishna. That is the highest platform of every living entity. When one is away from this devotional service, then he is fallen. That is what Krishna is giving blessing, mercy to these two boys, that you will never forget this devotional service. You will always be absorbed in my devotional service. Your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled. And now you will never fall from that platform. That is the highest platform, highest perfection of life, Prabhupada is explaining. That is, remaining in the platform of devotional service is the highest perfection in our life. That is what every day we are reading that Damodar Ashtakam every evening. In that also Satyavrata Muni is explaining. Na? Kuberatmajo baddha mrute vayadvat. Kuberatmajo baddha mrute vayadvat. Then he says, Tatha prema bhaktim swakami prayascha. Tatha prema bhaktim swakami prayascha. Namokshe graho mesti damodareha. And this is written, this beautiful Ashtakam is written by Satyavrata Muni. And in this is writing this, that this Kuberatmajo means these two brothers, Nala Kubera and Manigriva. Kuberatmajo. Kubera ke Atmaja. They are two sons of Kubera. And they are delivered by you, and you have given them the highest perfection in the life. And that kind of prema bhakti I need. This is a beautiful prayer by Satyavrata. Tatha prema bhaktim swakame prayascha. I desire that prema bhakti, what you have given to Nalakuvira and Manigriva. So kindly bestow me. I don't want liberation. Because liberation is given to everybody. You give to everybody. Lord Krishna gives liberation to everybody. But prema bhakti, he gives to selected personalities. Like here, to Nalakuvira and Manigriva, he is giving prema bhakti, that they will never fall down again. Then these two boys circumambulated Lord, and after that, by taking permission of Lord Krishna, they returned to their respective homes in Swargaloka. Okay. This is how very beautiful. We will continue again.